Hello everyone, welcome to the Mysterious Stories channel, where you'll discover the most mysterious, scary, and fascinating stories. Make sure to turn up the volume and get ready for a spine-chilling experience you won't forget.
Kuchisake-onna, the 8-foot-tall spirit. Kuchisake-onna, or 8 feet tall, is a terrifying entity from Japanese urban legend. Known for her towering height, eerie appearance, and unsettling laugh, she is said to lure children away, never to be seen again. Her legend has persisted for decades, blending folklore with modern fears, and drawing chilling comparisons to figures like the Western Slender Man. The appearance of Kuchisake-onna. Kuchisake-onna is unmistakable due to her extraordinary height of 8 feet, hence her name. She appears as a pale, thin woman dressed in white or a long flowing garment, sometimes resembling a burial kimono. Her most unnerving feature is her deep, echoing laugh, often described as a distorted po. Po, po. This sound signals her presence and strikes terror into those who hear it. Despite her ghostly elegance, she radiates malevolence. Accounts describe her as wearing a wide-brimmed hat that partially obscures her face, adding to her mystique. Her ability to blend into shadows despite her size makes her all the more menacing. The legend in the past, Kuchisake-onna's tale originates from rural Japan, where stories of her began as warnings passed down to protect children. She is said to target the young, appearing near them and marking them as her next victims. Once marked, the child has only a short time before she comes to take them away. Traditional methods to ward off Kuchisake-onna include using sacred charms or seeking the protection of a Shinto priest. If a child is marked, families often perform elaborate rituals to keep the spirit at bay. These involve confining the child indoors, surrounding them with salt, and having priests chant prayers to banish the entity. However, success is not guaranteed, and even the slightest mistake could spell doom. One of the most chilling stories involves a boy who encountered Kuchisake-onna while visiting his grandparents in the countryside. After hearing her eerie laugh, he was told by his grandparents to remain indoors and not to answer any calls. Despite their efforts, Kuchisake-onna managed to lure him outside by mimicking the voice of a loved one. The boy was never seen again, cementing her reputation as an unrelenting predator. Encounters in modern times. In modern urban settings, stories of Kuchisake-onna have evolved. While still tied to rural areas, her legend has crossed into urban legend spread through forums and social media. Many recount sightings of a tall, shadowy woman near playgrounds or quiet streets at night. Her ability to mimic voices and manipulate emotions remains a key aspect of her myth. One contemporary tale tells of a group of teenagers daring each other to explore an abandoned shrine. They heard a distant po sound and felt a chilling presence. When they fled, they claimed to see a towering figure in white standing silently in the shadows. The incident left them shaken, with some reporting nightmares for weeks after. Her legend is also fueled by Japan's fascination with cursed objects and rituals. Online forums discuss ways to summon Kuchisake-onna or test one's bravery against her, though these are widely discouraged, as many believe the spirit cannot be controlled once summoned. Western appeal. To Western audiences, Kuchisake-onna bears a striking resemblance to Slender Man, another tall, shadowy figure with a penchant for abducting children. Both figures share an enigmatic quality that taps into universal fears of predation and the unknown. Kuchisake-onna's laugh and her ties to traditional Japanese spirituality, however, give her a unique and haunting cultural identity. The duality of her character, a ghostly beauty masking an insatiable hunger for souls, makes her especially captivating. She represents the collision of ancient beliefs and modern anxieties, a theme that resonates across cultures. Why Kuchisake-onna endures? Kuchisake-onna's legend endures because it plays on primal fears, the vulnerability of children, the terror of being watched, and the inevitability of fate. Her unsettling laugh, combined with her towering and otherworldly presence, ensures she remains an iconic figure in Japanese folklore. For parents, she is a cautionary tale to keep children close. For storytellers, she is a timeless source of suspense and dread. And for those curious enough to delve into her legend, she serves as a reminder that some fears transcend time and place. Hashima Island Ghosts, Shadows of the Past. Hashima Island, also known as Gunkajima Battleship Island, is a haunting relic off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan. Once a bustling coal mining facility owned by Mitsubishi, it was home to thousands of workers. Today, it stands abandoned, a crumbling monument to industrial ambition and human suffering. The island's dark history has given rise to tales of restless spirits, making it one of Japan's most infamous ghost stories. The history of Hashima Island. In the late 19th century, Hashima Island was transformed into a mining hub after the discovery of undersea coal deposits. To accommodate the growing workforce, the island became heavily urbanized, with concrete apartment blocks and facilities built on its small, rocky landmass. By the mid-20th century, it was among the most densely populated places on Earth, with over 5,000 people living on its 16 acres. However, beneath the surface of this industrial marvel lay a grim reality. The labor conditions were harsh, with workers enduring long hours in perilous underground tunnels. During World War II, forced laborers from Korea and China were brought to the island, many of whom suffered and perished under inhumane conditions. After coal lost its dominance as an energy source, Hashima was abandoned in 1974, leaving behind a ghost town. Encounters in the past. The stories of haunting began soon after the island was deserted. Workers who lived and toiled on Hashima Island spoke of eerie occurrences even before its abandonment. Some claimed to hear disembodied voices echoing through the dark tunnels. Others recounted strange shadows moving in the dimly lit corridors, even when no one else was around. The most chilling tales came from those who worked the deepest mines. They spoke of phantom miners appearing at the edge of their vision, only to vanish when approached. Many attributed these sightings to the spirits of those who had died in accidents or from exhaustion. The belief that the island was cursed became widespread, and some workers even refused to enter certain areas of the mines. The ghosts of modern times. In recent decades, Hashima Island has become a subject of fascination for urban explorers and paranormal investigators. Many visitors report experiencing an overwhelming sense of unease upon setting foot on the island. The decayed buildings and hollow silence create an atmosphere ripe for ghostly encounters. One of the most common phenomena reported by visitors is the sound of footsteps echoing through empty hallways. Others have claimed to hear faint whispers or sobbing carried on the wind. Some have even seen apparitions of miners, dressed in early 20th century work attire, silently staring at them before fading away. A particularly chilling story comes from a filmmaker who visited the island to shoot a documentary. While reviewing footage, they discovered an unexplained figure standing in a window of an abandoned apartment block, a figure that hadn't been there during filming. The image of what appeared to be a gaunt, shadowy man sent shivers through the crew and added to the island's ghostly lore. Why Hashima Island haunts the imagination. For Western audiences, Hashima Island's appeal lies in its tangible history. The island's ruins, untouched by time, provide a stark backdrop for tales of ghostly activity. Its real-life connection to forced labor and tragedy adds a layer of authenticity that makes the supernatural stories even more compelling. Hashima has also found its way into popular culture. It served as inspiration for the villain's lair in the James Bond film Skyfall, further cementing its eerie reputation. The island's mix of historical significance and spectral allure makes it a powerful symbol of humanity's capacity for both achievement and suffering. A symbol of unfinished stories, the ghosts of Hashima Island are said to represent the countless lives that ended prematurely, leaving their stories untold. For those who believe, the spirits are a reminder of the island's dark legacy, a legacy that refuses to be forgotten. Whether real or imagined, the hauntings serve as a chilling tribute to the sacrifices made in the name of progress. Kakuri-san, the spirit of the fox, dog, and raccoon. Kakuri-san is a unique and eerie Japanese folklore phenomenon, often described as Japan's version of the Ouija board. While it shares similarities with its Western counterpart, Kakuri-san has distinct cultural roots, involving a blend of Shinto beliefs and popular superstitions. This spirit is said to appear when summoned through a divination game, answering questions posed by participants. But as harmless as it might seem, the game is steeped in an aura of mystery and fear. Origins of Kakuri-san. The name Kakuri is a combination of three animal spirits. Ko represents the fox, a symbol of cunning and supernatural power in Japanese folklore. Ku symbolizes the dog, often associated with loyalty but also as a spiritual guardian. Ri refers to the raccoon dog, a mischievous shapeshifter in Japanese mythology. The sen honorific humanizes the entity, making it both approachable and unnerving. This blend of characteristics creates a spirit that is unpredictable and enigmatic. Kakuri-san became widely popular during the Meiji era 1868 to 1912, a period of cultural transformation in Japan. Influenced by Western spiritualism and Japan's own Shinto practices, the Kakuri-san game emerged as a form of entertainment, divination, and, for some, a means to interact with the supernatural. The ritual of summoning. To play Kakuri-san, participants need a sheet of paper with the Japanese hiragana alphabet written on it, along with yes and no, a coin or another small object to act as a pointer, the collective focus and willingness of the players. Players place their fingers lightly on the coin and ask questions, such as, Kakuri-san, are you there? The coin is said to move on its own, guided by the spirit, to spell out answers or indicate yes or no. While seemingly simple, the game's rules carry a strong warning. Never play alone, never mock Kakuri-san, and always end the session properly to release the spirit. Ignoring these warnings, legend says, could lead to dire consequences, from curses to hauntings. Encounters with Kakuri-san in the past. During the Meiji era, Kakuri-san was embraced by students and young adults who used it to ask frivolous questions about love, luck, or the future. However, the game's popularity also led to tales of eerie occurrences. Some participants claimed the coin moved violently, spelling out cryptic and terrifying messages. Others reported hauntings, with strange noises or inexplicable events happening after they failed to properly end a session. One particularly chilling tale recounts a group of students summoning Kakuri-san on a dare. After mocking the spirit, the coin spelled out a warning, "Leave now." Ignoring the message, they continued, only to experience a series of misfortunes, including accidents and illnesses. Such stories reinforced the belief that Kakuri-san was not to be taken lightly. Kakuri-san in modern times. Today, Kakuri-san remains a popular game among Japanese youth, particularly in schools. While many view it as harmless fun, the sense of unease persists. Stories of strange happenings continue to circulate, often amplified by urban legends and internet forums. The game has also found a place in Japanese pop culture, appearing in horror movies, manga, and anime. These adaptations often play up the sinister side of Kakuri-san, portraying it as a malevolent force rather than the neutral spirit of folklore. This modern interpretation has only added to its mystique, making Kakuri-san a staple in Japanese horror. Western appeal. To Western audiences, Kakuri-san resonates because of its similarity to the Ouija board. The concept of summoning spirits through a simple yet eerie ritual is universally compelling. The added cultural layers of Japanese mythology, with its animal spirits and complex rules, make Kakuri-san an intriguing and exotic counterpart. Why Kakuri-san endures? Kakuri-san thrives at the intersection of curiosity and fear. Its simplicity invites anyone to try it, while its mysterious consequences keep people wary. Whether viewed as a harmless game or a genuine portal to the supernatural, Kakuri-san embodies the timeless human desire to peer into the unknown and the chilling realization that some doors are better left unopened. The Curse of Inunaki Village, the Forbidden Settlement. Deep within the forests of Kyushu, Japan, lies the tale of Inunaki Village, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. Known as the Village of the Damned, it is said to be cursed, with signs at its entrance warning. The Japanese constitution does not apply here. Those who venture into its depths are never seen again, their fates swallowed by the whispers of this forsaken place. Origins of the legend. The story of Inunaki Village originates from the early 20th century, though its exact origins are hazy. Folklore describes the village as an isolated community that severed ties with the outside world. Over time, its inhabitants became increasingly deranged, engaging in horrific rituals, cannibalism, and other taboo practices. The village, it is said, eventually collapsed into chaos, leaving behind a desolate ghost town haunted by the spirits of its tormented residents. The curse of Inuyaki village is thought to stem from these dark acts, with the spirits of the villagers lashing out at any who disturb their cursed home. Some legends claim the entire village disappeared into another dimension, leaving only faint traces for the unwary to find. Encounters in the past. During Japan's post-war period, Inuyaki village became a popular topic of whispered tales. The Lost Traveler. Stories spread of people who accidentally stumbled upon the village while exploring the countryside. They reported eerie sights, decrepit buildings, strange symbols painted on walls, and the faint sound of voices speaking a language they couldn't understand. Most chillingly, those who claimed to have escaped said they felt unseen eyes watching them the entire time. The Haunted Tunnel. A nearby tunnel, also bearing the name Inuyaki, is said to be the gateway to the cursed village. Travelers described hearing disembodied screams, seeing ghostly apparitions, or even experiencing time distortions as they passed through. Those who ventured too far inside often vanished without a trace. The Family Curse. Some accounts tell of entire families who visited the area out of curiosity. In the days following their return, misfortunes befell them, illnesses, accidents, and even unexplained deaths, leading many to believe they brought the curse of the village back with them. Modern-day sightings. Despite efforts to debunk the story, Inuyaki village continues to attract thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts. Mysterious GPS directions. Some visitors claim their GPS devices led them to unmarked paths deep in the forest, where they found themselves at what appeared to be the remnants of an abandoned village. Phones often malfunction in these areas, with batteries draining rapidly or signals completely vanishing. Ghostly lights. Photographers and ghost hunters often report strange orbs of light floating in the woods surrounding the village site. These lights seem to move with intent, drawing people further into the forest before abruptly vanishing. Distorted sounds. Audio recordings taken near the rumored site often capture strange noises, laughter, whispers, and even cries for help. Some recordings also pick up distorted, static-like interference that becomes louder the closer one gets to the village. Why it endures as a legend. For Western audiences, Inuyaki village echoes the concept of hidden cities found in global folklore, places cut off from the world where normal rules no longer apply. Its allure lies in its ambiguity, neither fully proven nor completely dismissed. The eerie notion of a place where one can vanish without explanation resonates deeply, tapping into universal fears of isolation and the unknown. The story also reflects Japan's cultural fascination with the interplay of modernity and tradition. Inuyaki village is both a cautionary tale about the dangers of abandonment and a reminder of how quickly societal norms can collapse under pressure. A forbidden mystery. The legend of Inuyaki village continues to captivate and terrify, drawing the curious to its haunted woods despite its ominous reputation. Whether a product of overactive imaginations, misunderstood history, or something truly supernatural, the village remains a powerful symbol of mystery and dread. The Ghost of Aokigahara, the Forest of Lost Souls. At the base of Mount Fuji lies a dense and hauntingly silent forest known as Aokigahara, or the Sea of Trees. Revered for its eerie beauty, it is equally infamous as a place where many have taken their own lives. This duality has cemented Aokigahara as one of Japan's most chilling locations, where the natural and supernatural blur into a single, unsettling experience. Origins of the legend. Aokigahara has been steeped in mystery for centuries. Folklore tells of spirits, or yurei, wandering the forest, bound by unresolved emotions or tragic deaths. It is said that in times of famine, desperate families would abandon their elderly in the forest, a practice known as yubasut. These elders, left to die of exposure, became some of the first wandering souls of Aokigahara. In the modern era, Aokigahara became associated with suicide. Its dense canopy and labyrinth-like paths make it an ideal place for those seeking solitude, but also for spirits unwilling to move on. The forest's reputation as a suicide hotspot has only amplified its haunting aura, drawing thrill seekers, spiritualists, and ghost hunters alike. Encounters in the past. Stories of ghostly encounters in Aokigahara stretch back generations. The Lantern Guide. Villagers living near the forest would tell of ghostly lights, resembling lanterns, flickering between the trees. Many believed these lights were spirits luring the unsuspecting deeper into the forest, ensuring they never found their way out. The Wailing Wind. Before modern tourism brought attention to Aokigahara, loggers and hunters claimed to hear the cries of women and children carried on the wind. These mournful wails were attributed to the souls of those abandoned in the forest centuries ago. The Unseen Companion. Hikers often reported the unnerving sensation of being followed, only to turn around and see no one there. Some described faint whispers or soft footsteps that mirrored their own, as though a presence was walking just out of sight. Modern-day sightings. Despite being a popular tourist destination, Aokigahara retains its chilling atmosphere, and ghostly encounters continue to this day. The Silent Figure. Visitors frequently report seeing a pale figure in white, standing motionless among the trees. This figure is often described as a woman with long black hair, her face obscured. Those who try to approach her find that she vanishes without a trace. The Tent of the Dead. Hikers occasionally stumble upon abandoned tents, believed to belong to those who entered the forest intending to end their lives. Near these sites, people report feeling an overwhelming sense of despair or hearing faint sobbing sounds emanating from within the empty tents. The Rope's Shadow. Some visitors claim to see the faint outline of a rope hanging from tree branches, even when no rope is present. This spectral image is believed to be an imprint left behind by a tragic event. Why it endures as a legend. Aokigahara's real-life tragedy gives its ghost stories a unique gravitas. Unlike fictional haunted locales, the Sea of Trees is a place where countless lives have ended, and the weight of that reality permeates its atmosphere. For Western audiences, the forest's haunting beauty and tragic history make it a compelling setting for horror films, documentaries, and literature. The ghost stories of Aokigahara also serve as a reflection of societal struggles, addressing themes of isolation, depression, and the need for human connection. The spirits said to haunt the forest are not merely monsters but echoes of real pain, making them deeply resonant. A forest of mystery and mourning. For those who visit Aokigahara, the forest is a place where silence is louder than any sound, and every shadow seems to hold a secret. It stands as a testament to the fragile balance between life and death, drawing those who seek answers or perhaps solace among its towering trees. The Mirror Ghost. Kagami no Nakanoyure. Trapped Reflections. Mirrors have long been objects of fascination and fear in cultures worldwide. In Japan, one of the most chilling legends associated with these reflective surfaces is the story of the Kagami no Nakanoyure, the Mirror Ghost. This spectral figure lurks within mirrors, waiting for an unsuspecting victim to make eye contact. Once it does, it drags them into its shadowy world, leaving only an empty reflection behind. Origins of the legend. The tale of the Mirror Ghost dates back to the Edo period, when mirrors were seen as portals to the spirit world. Japanese folklore holds that mirrors reflect not just physical appearances but also the soul. If a mirror becomes tainted through murder, suicide, or dark rituals, it can trap malevolent spirits within its frame. One story recounts a young woman who lived in an abusive household. Her only solace was a small hand mirror gifted by her late mother. After a particularly brutal incident, she took her own life in front of the mirror. It's said her spirit became trapped within it, cursed to seek revenge on those who gaze into her reflective prison. Encounters in the past. Stories of the Mirror Ghost became popular in ghost tales shared by candlelight during summer gatherings. These encounters were often described as warnings. The Vanishing Reflection. In one story, a merchant purchased an antique mirror despite warnings that it was cursed. Late one night, he noticed his reflection smiling back at him, even though his own face was still. The reflection then stepped closer to the glass and vanished, leaving the merchant's image frozen and lifeless. The Missing Child. A family in Kyoto reported that their daughter disappeared after playing in front of a mirror for hours. The parents claimed they could see her faint silhouette within the glass, pounding to be let out. Despite their attempts to break the mirror, the glass remained unscathed. Modern-day sightings. Even in modern times, the legend persists, evolving with contemporary fears and superstitions surrounding technology. Digital mirrors. With the advent of smart mirrors and selfie culture, some claim that the Mirror Ghost has found new ways to reach its victims. Users have reported strange anomalies in photos taken in mirrors: extra eyes, distorted faces, or figures standing behind them that vanish upon turning around. Elevator mirrors. Some urban legends tell of people entering elevators with mirrored walls only to realize the reflection shows them traveling in the opposite direction or worse, with an extra figure that doesn't belong. Bathroom encounters. The trope of chanting a name 3 times in front of a bathroom mirror has merged with the story of the mirror ghost. Those brave enough to try it report cold drafts, whispering sounds, or even their reflection blinking independently. Why it endures as a legend. The mirror ghost resonates with Western audiences due to the universal unease surrounding mirrors. Many cultures, including European folklore, have superstitions about mirrors being portals to other dimensions or traps for wandering spirits. The idea of losing oneself to an alternate, inescapable reality behind the glass strikes a primal chord. Or Japanese audiences, the tale ties into broader cultural beliefs about spirits and objects inheriting energy from their owners. Mirrors are seen as sacred items capable of holding not just light but also the essence of those who interact with them. A timeless fear. The mirror ghost reflects quite literally a timeless fear, the idea that our reflection, which we trust to be harmless, might hide a darker truth. Whether seen as a metaphor for self-deception or as a chilling reminder of how thin the veil between worlds can be, the Kagami no Naka no Yurei continues to captivate imaginations. The Red Room Curse, the digital phantom. In the shadowy corners of the internet lurks one of Japan's most infamous urban legends, the Red Room Curse. This modern ghost story blends supernatural dread with the pervasive fear of technology, making it a cautionary tale for the digital age. The legend of the Red Room. The Red Room Curse centers around a mysterious pop-up that appears on a user's computer. Seemingly innocuous at first, it asks a simple, chilling question: do you like the Red Room? No matter how the user tries to close or escape the window, the pop-up reappears persistently. Eventually, the screen fills with ominous imagery, including a list of victims who had previously encountered the curse. As the user succumbs to the pop-up's influence, the legend claims they are driven to madness and, ultimately, death, often in a room painted red with their own blood. The origins of the Red Room. The legend first gained notoriety in the early 2000s when internet culture was still in its infancy in Japan. It was popularized through a flash animation depicting the story of a boy who encountered the pop-up and met his gruesome demise. This animation became viral on forums and early social media, spreading fear among internet users. The Red Room Curse gained even more infamy when it was loosely linked to the real-life murder case of Satomi Midori in 2004. The perpetrator, a young girl, was reportedly fascinated by creepy internet phenomena, fueling speculation about the influence of urban legends like the Red Room. Though no concrete connection was established, the association cemented the story's place in digital folklore. Encounters with the Red Room. Online testimonies. Many individuals claim to have seen the Red Room pop up during late-night browsing sessions. While most accounts are dismissed as hoaxes or pranks, the fear persists that clicking on the pop-up seals one's fate. Cursed websites. Some websites allegedly host links to the Red Room. These links are said to trigger the pop-up, leading the curious down a dangerous path. Copycat versions. Over time, variations of the curse have emerged, including apps and videos that mimic the original pop-up, keeping the legend alive in the evolving landscape of technology. Modern-day interpretations. The Red Room Curse resonates deeply in today's digital era, where internet security and personal privacy are growing concerns. The idea of a computer or smartphone tools we use every day turning against us taps into primal fears of the unknown. Tech-based horror. Like the Western phenomenon of cursed videotapes, The Ring, or haunted emails, the Red Room Curse reflects anxieties about technology's power and unpredictability. Psychological effects. Even without supernatural elements, the idea of an unclosable pop-up can induce panic, especially for those prone to suggestion or paranoia. This psychological aspect adds a layer of realism to the legend. Why the Red Room endures. What makes the Red Room Curse so compelling is its adaptability. As technology advances, the story evolves, finding new forms in apps, augmented reality, and social media. It serves as both a cautionary tale about the dangers of curiosity and a commentary on the vulnerabilities of the digital world. The legend also reflects cultural fears unique to Japan. In a society that values harmony and conformity, the idea of technology causing an uncontrollable disruption feels particularly unsettling. At the same time, it mirrors universal fears of isolation and the unknown, timeless themes that transcend cultural boundaries. A warning from the digital abyss, the Red Room curse reminds us of the internet's dark potential. While technology brings us closer together, it also exposes us to unseen dangers. The story's simple yet chilling premise, a pop-up that asks a question, transforms the mundane into the macabre, leaving us to wonder, what would we do if the Red Room came knocking on our screen? The Whispering Tunnel, Chapter 1, Echoes of the Unknown. In the heart of Japan, nestled within its winding roads and ancient landscapes, lies a chilling phenomenon known as the Whispering Tunnel. This eerie legend tells of tunnels where faint, disembodied whispers echo through the darkness, creating an oppressive and uncheckable sense of dread. These whispers are said to belong to restless spirits trapped within the stone walls, recounting their stories of despair to anyone brave or unfortunate enough to hear them. The origins of the Whispering Tunnel legend. The roots of this legend date back to the Meiji era, when Japan underwent rapid modernization. Tunnels carved through mountains often bore tragic tales of lives lost during their construction. In many cases, workers who perished due to accidents, neglect, or harsh conditions were hastily buried near the worksite. Their spirits, according to folklore, never found peace and remained bound to these shadowy passageways. One infamous tale tells of a group of workers trapped inside a collapsed tunnel. Despite rescue efforts, they suffocated before help could reach them. Passers-by soon began reporting faint cries and whispers emanating from the tunnel walls, which grew louder at night. Encounters in the past, the Whispering Tunnel became a popular ghost story in the early 20th century, often shared during summer gatherings or as part of local folklore. Accounts of eerie experiences include the traveling merchant. A merchant on horseback claimed he heard someone softly call his name as he passed through a tunnel late at night. Though he was alone, the whispers grew louder, urging him to turn back. Upon exiting the tunnel, he learned the area ahead was plagued by landslides, possibly saving his life. The lantern bearer. In one village, a ghostly figure holding a flickering lantern was reported to guide travelers through a dangerous tunnel. Those who followed saw the lantern disappear midway, leaving them surrounded by whispers that seemed to come from all directions. Modern-day sightings. In contemporary times, urban explorers and thrill-seekers often visit these haunted tunnels, reporting unsettling phenomena. Unseen whispers. Visitors commonly describe whispers that seem to follow them, growing louder or more persistent as they approach the tunnel's center. Some claim the whispers are unintelligible, while others report hearing phrases like "help me" or "leave." Sudden temperature drops. Many have experienced abrupt chills despite warm weather. These drops are often accompanied by an oppressive feeling of being watched. Electronic malfunctions. Phones, cameras, and other devices frequently malfunction inside these tunnels. Photographs often show strange shadows or faint figures not visible to the naked eye. Why this legend persists. The Whispering Tunnel taps into primal fears shared across cultures: darkness, isolation, and the unknown. Western audiences find it particularly captivating due to its similarities with haunted locations in their own folklore, such as echoing crypts or ghostly bridges. The auditory element. Disembodied whispers adds a deeply personal and invasive layer of horror, creating a connection between the supernatural and the physical world. For the Japanese, the legend reflects cultural themes of restless spirits and places imbued with spiritual energy, in spots. These tunnels become liminal spaces, transitional zones where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur. A timeless tale of unease. The Whispering Tunnel is more than just a ghost story. It's a reminder of the weight history can leave on a place. Whether the whispers are heard as a warning, a cry for help, or a haunting echo of tragedy, the legend ensures that these tunnels are more than mere passageways, they are gateways to the past. The Woman in the Red Dress, the Scarlet Apparition. In the shadows of Japan's abandoned urban structures, decaying hotels, forgotten theaters, and derelict office towers, a legend persists of a ghostly woman in a flowing red dress. She appears without warning, an ethereal figure of elegance turned nightmare. Known simply as the Woman in the Red Dress, her haunting presence has terrified tourists and urban explorers alike, solidifying her place as a chilling figure in Japanese ghost lore. Origins of the legend. The origin of the woman in the red dress is shrouded in mystery, with various theories surrounding her tragic past. Some believe she was a socialite or performer, betrayed by a lover or friend, who met a violent end within one of Japan's sprawling urban landscapes. Others claimed she was a bride left waiting at the altar, her heartbroken spirit doomed to wander the ruins of civilization in search of closure. What makes her particularly unsettling is her attire, bright red against the muted tones of decay. In Japanese culture, red is associated with both joy and danger, representing wedding dresses, celebration, and blood. The duality of red's symbolism has led many to interpret her appearance as a ghostly warning. Encounters in the past. Sightings of the woman in the red dress date back to the post-war years when abandoned structures became more common in Japan's rapid urbanization. Workers restoring bombed-out buildings claimed to see her gliding through empty hallways, her crimson gown trailing behind her. In the 1980s, during Japan's economic bubble, she was reportedly seen in newly constructed hotels left abandoned after the economy collapsed. Cleaning crews often spoke of hearing footsteps echoing through vacant floors or catching glimpses of her reflection in the polished marble, only to turn and find nothing there. Modern-day sightings. Today, her legend thrives among urban explorers who venture into Japan's Haikyo abandoned places. These brave adventurers have shared unsettling tales of their encounters. The Mirror Room Incident. In a decaying hotel outside Tokyo, an explorer entered a room lined with mirrors. In the reflection, he saw the woman in the red dress standing behind him, her face obscured by her long black hair. When he turned around, the room was empty, but her faint laughter echoed in the air. The elevator encounter. In an abandoned office building, a group of friends entered an elevator that inexplicably stopped at an unused floor. As the doors opened, they saw her standing alone in the hallway. Her head slowly turned toward them, but before her face could be revealed, the doors shut, and the elevator resumed its descent. The Rooftop Chase. A photographer capturing the Tokyo skyline from a derelict rooftop claimed to see her across the way, standing on the ledge of a neighboring building. He described her sudden movement as if she were floating toward him, but when he blinked, she vanished into the night. Why she endures as a legend. The woman in the red dress resonates with both Japanese and Western audiences because of her archetypal appeal. The lady in red is a recurring figure in ghost stories worldwide, symbolizing beauty, betrayal, and vengeance. Her presence in Japan's urban ruins also reflects societal anxieties about abandonment and the cost of rapid modernization. Her story has been adapted into films, books, and television, often portrayed as a tragic villain or a vengeful spirit. The juxtaposition of her elegance and the desolation of her surroundings captures the imagination, leaving an indelible mark on those who encounter her tale. A warning and a mystery. For many, the woman in the red dress is more than a ghost. She is a symbol of unfinished stories and unresolved pain. She serves as a reminder that some places, no matter how tempting to explore, carry echoes of the past that may not wish to be disturbed. Tamino's Hell, the Cursed Verse. Among the myriad tales of supernatural dread in Japan, few are as unnerving as the legend of Tamino's Hell, a haunting poem said to bring calamity upon those who dare to recite it aloud. The poem is part of a Japanese anthology written by Seiyu Yaso in 1919, initially intended as an artistic exploration of despair and pain. However, its chilling reputation as a cursed text has elevated it to the realm of legend, both feared and revered by those who encounter its haunting verses. The origins of Tamino's Hell. The poem itself is deeply unsettling, filled with dark imagery and themes of suffering. It tells the story of Tomino, a young child who wanders through the horrors of Buddhist hells. Its vivid descriptions of anguish, combined with its rhythmic structure, create an ominous aura. While originally published as part of a larger poetic collection, its reputation as a cursed text began to spread during the mid-20th century. Stories circulated of individuals who, after reading the poem aloud, experienced severe misfortune, illness, or even death. The legend gained further traction in the 1980s and 1990s, fueled by its appearance in occult magazines and horror-themed television programs. Encounters with the curse. Over the years, various accounts of misfortune linked to Tamino's hell have added to its notoriety. The school challenge. In the 1990s, Japanese schoolchildren dared each other to read the poem aloud as part of a ritual test of bravery. Some participants reported fainting, becoming inexplicably ill, or being plagued by nightmares for weeks. The Studio Incident, a Japanese variety show, attempted to debunk the legend by having a celebrity guest read the poem aloud. Shortly after the episode aired, the studio allegedly experienced a series of technical mishaps and equipment failures, which were attributed to the curse. Modern-day fear and fascination. Today, Tamino's hell remains an enduring legend, often shared in online forums and urban legend communities. Its appeal lies in the blend of psychological horror and superstition, inviting readers to confront their fears directly. Online challenges. The internet has revived the legend in the form of challenges where individuals record themselves reading the poem aloud. These videos often end abruptly, leaving viewers to speculate whether the curse has taken effect. Horror films and literature. Tamino's hell has inspired various adaptations, from short films to fictionalized accounts. Its themes of guilt, punishment, and the unknown resonate deeply with audiences. Why Tamino's hell endures. The concept of a cursed text holds universal appeal. In Western cultures, parallels can be drawn to cursed videotapes, The Ring, or forbidden books, the Necronomicon. For Japanese audiences, the poem taps into cultural fears of karmic retribution and the power of words, a recurring theme in Japanese folklore, where spoken words are believed to carry spiritual weight. The poem's enigmatic nature also fuels its mystique. While many have read it silently without incident, the very act of reading aloud becomes an act of defiance against the unknown. The psychological tension, whether the curse is real or a self-fulfilling prophecy, adds to the terror. A tale of warning and curiosity. Tamino's hell is more than a ghost story. It is a reflection of humanity's complex relationship with fear and curiosity. The legend invites us to confront the boundaries between art and the supernatural, daring us to ask, is the danger real? Or does belief alone make it so?
If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Mystical Tales, so you won't miss out on more eerie and thrilling tales in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.